What is going on, everybody? NASCAR Josh 05 here, and I'm doing my first review for YouTube. And this is a review you can see on the Thrustmaster T80 Ferrari 488 GTB edition. Here's the box, here's the front of it, here is the top, that's what the pedals look like, as well as there is what it looks like inside the car there. Very nice car. There's what the car looks like on the box. Here's the side. Hope you guys can see that okay. Here's the other side, pretty much the same. It is compatible with the PlayStation 4 and also the PS3. I will talk about that. There's that side, and I think that's all the sides. Yes, it is. So, let us have a look. I step over my pedals there. Alright. Here it is. This is the steering wheel. You see it's plugged into my PlayStation there. And what I'm going to talk about here is a couple of things you should know. Let me see. Let's see here. Alright. First thing we're going to talk about is the button layout. I don't know if you can see that very well, but here is what it looks like. As you can see, you have, get this in here, your X and circle button, your square and triangle. Now this here is your D-pad. This might seem kind of a weird D-pad, but I don't know if you guys can see that or not. But here it is. You see you go up. You move that. You move that around there. And then also you have your PlayStation button right here. You guys can see that. There's your PlayStation button. Now this steering wheel has a little bit different layout than you would expect with your regular controller. It's a little bit different, but that's because this wheel is a replica of the real car. And you also have back here your paddle shifters back here. Let me get a good view of that one. That's your left one. But yeah, this is a really nice wheel. It does its job for the most part. And yeah, one more thing I want to mention. There's a couple of things I want to mention actually. This down here, this little thing right here. It says in the manual that it has a built-in share and options feature, but I'm wondering, or if you're probably wondering, where would that be? Well, basically what that is, this little thing right here. If you turn it to the right, that is the options. If you turn it to the left, see, it brings up the share menu. Now, one thing about the share menu with this wheel is when you would take it out of the box initially, and the default setting on the PlayStation, you pretty much had it at where you just had to push the share button to just share, bring up the menu to share anything. Well, the thing about this is you have to change it to where you have to press and hold, because if you just turn this here, it would just take a screenshot. See, whereas it brings up the menu, you have to change the settings where you go into sharing and broadcast settings, and you need to change it to where you press and hold to bring it up. And then you'll have to get used to doing it on a controller. But anyway, this steering wheel does its job. Well, let me show you the pedals. Here are the pedals. Pretty much the same as other wheel I have, which is the Thrustmaster Ferrari Red Legend Edition. That's the wheel that I have there. Some manual tips also I'd like to mention. I have a list of stuff to talk about. Another thing I want to mention is it says in the manual about the pedals, you don't want to use bare feet. Now I don't know why that is exactly, but it says it's not safe to use bare feet on the pedals. So keep that in mind. Make sure you're wearing slippers. You can't even wear socks. So no bare feet or socks. It also says that as well. And also this chair I have here is the open wheeler racing seat. Works pretty well. Mounts pretty much any Thrustmaster wheel. Sorry for my messy room. But yeah, there that is. It works pretty good. Now, compatibility on games. I have played pretty much most of my games with this wheel. I've played F1 2018, Gran Turismo Sport, Assetto Corsa. What else have I played? NASCAR Heat 3. and I played Drive Club with it. Now basically, it works well pretty much with most games. You have to adjust some settings and all that, but Assetto Corsa is the one that's difficult. With this steering wheel, see this little light down here? The little light, if I can get it right there. Sorry, I'm new to this here, but there's the light. Now basically what you want to do is won't do it on video. What you do is you unplug from the USB right here, right there. And what you do is that you hold the PlayStation button right here, and then you plug that back in, and then this light should be flashing right here. I could try to do it on camera, but it might be a mess. So you just unplug the steering wheel. Right now it is in the not the controller mode. It is in the regular steering wheel mode, because this comes in two modes: the steering wheel and controller mode, where it emulates a PS4 controller. Right now with the solid light, it is in the precision wheel mode. And once you want to change it to controller mode, say you want to play Assetto Corsa, you unplug the steering wheel like I said, and you hold the PlayStation button right here. Then you plug it back in, and the light should be flashing right here. And then you can change it by holding these two paddle shifters back here. You hold those, and then you use the D-pad right here, the engine start, and that's how you just move it up or down or however you want to move it. And there's usually like three colors. There's green, which is the higher sensitivity. There's red, and there's orange. I've been using the red setting, which, excuse me, if you see on one of my videos, you will notice that I took some settings from online, and Holland Hebrew and Racer Girl Tracy gave some advice on there. So they did that. And as far as PS3 goes, yes, it does work on PS3, but it does not work on all PS3 games. See, basically what you have to do to play on PS3 is you have to emulate the controller. So like I said earlier, switch it to controller mode, and then what you want to do after that is basically any PS3 game that works with the PS4 controllers. Like, PS4 controller you can use on a PS3. The games that the PS4 controller can work with, this bad boy will work with. So games such as, I actually have games over here. Here's my collection. Basically, the games that don't really work with the wheel as well as PS4 controller are Gran Turismo 5, basically the Gran Turismo games. What else? I'm trying to think. The F1 games do work, so Championship Edition, 2010, 11, 13, 14, they all work. If you go down here to my PS3 games, down here, basically, the WWE games, you're not going to want to use a steering wheel for that. I mean, I guess you could try, but it's going to be hard to wrestle with the steering wheel. Need for Speed Carbon works with the PS4 controller, I do believe. Pro Street does not. Undercover, I don't think I've tried that. Need for Speed Shift and Shift 2 Unleashed do work. As well as, what else? Don't think the Run does. Neither does Most Wanted. And as far as the NASCAR games, MotoGP 08 I think works with the PS4 controller, but you're not really going to use that with the steering wheel, I don't think, to drive a bike, and I guess you could. NASCAR 08 and 09 I believe work with the PS4 controller. 2011, the Inside Line, and 14 and 15 I do not believe work with the PS4 controller, so they will not work with the steering wheel. Whatever works with the PS4 controller will work with the PS4 controller mode on the steering wheel. It just depends. But here are all my games, I guess you guys and gals can see here. And some PS2 as well. But anyway, a little slight video game collection there. But yeah, this wheel works pretty well. You have to adjust some settings with it. But once you get the settings adjusted, it's just right. You do have to do some research on some of the games that on PS4. But once you do the research, then you're all set. And it pretty much works from there. So anyway, this is my review of the Thrustmaster T80 Ferrari 488 GTB edition. This is my first review, and I will get better at this as time goes on. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It's a very nice wheel. It's cheaper than most wheels you would think, but it works. It does the job. The difference between this and the regular T80 is not much, except this is a different shape and the controller button layout is different. But besides that, it works pretty well. It does its job. Does work on PS3 with some games. So if you're wondering about that, yeah, that's hopefully I answered your question. There's not a lot of reviews of the steering wheel on YouTube, so I definitely wanted to put mine out there since I got it. So hope you all enjoyed. Sorry for the cringy review, but I did my best, and I hope you all enjoyed this review of the steering wheel. And if you want to go get it, especially if you're a Ferrari fan. Takes some getting used to, but it does its job, and it's a good wheel. And it's a good wheel for this chair as well, the open wheeler racing seat. I'll show that again. Trying to not show my messy room, but anyway, here it is. So, hope you all enjoyed, like I've said, and I will catch you all next time. This is NASCAR Josh 05 signing out, your home for racing games. See you next time.